So I want to start this segment by saying, right, the CDC is garbage. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have been covering up the COVID pandemic. They have stopped tracking case numbers, right? They have stopped encouraging people to wear masks until like this week. All of a sudden, masks are cool again, according to the CDC. Now, what does the science say? The science says masks are effective. Politics says, oh, we got to take them on and put them off and whatever. Politics says, fuck the science. Anybody who wants to tell you that masks are not effective, next thing you know, they're going to tell you about how the earth is flat. Next thing you know, they're going to tell you about how, I don't know, some other stupid genes aren't real or whatever conspiracy theory, right? So, but what is the problem here? When we live in a country where our official institution, the White House and the CDC, now again, the policy, the Trump administration to the Biden administration, the CDC as official policy has been pretend the pandemic's not real. That's what they've done. Deny. Donald Trump denied the pandemic was real. Joe Biden denies the pandemic is real. The last thing Joe Biden has ever said on COVID was 2 months ago maybe. And he said, the pandemic's over, bro. Come on, Jack. The pandemic's over. So again, Donald Trump and Joe Biden on this issue, they are pandemic COVID denialists. The CDC has covered up the real extent of the virus. But again, what this leaves is a vacuum, right? People, they would theoretically look to what does the CDC have to say about this? And when the CDC is lying to you, people don't know where to go. And that's why there's so many COVID conspiracy theories out there, right? That's why people think the vaccine is going to turn you into a gingerbread man. You're going to get tracked and chipped. You're going to get, all this fucking stupid garbage. The vaccine is this is why conspiracy theories are festering in the level that they are, because there's a power vacuum, there's an authority vacuum, because the official institutions like the CDC are documented liars. They've been covering up the extent of this pandemic since the jump. They've been covering up the efficacy of masks for the last year and a half, right? So again, when you can't trust the CDC and you're a dumb fuck American, and then someone like this comes around, look at this. It's Ron, dumb fuck, shit for brains DeSantis comes around with some stupid fucking garbage. Now again, the CDC, garbage institution. But when the CDC, our official Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, is garbage, it gives snake oil salesmen all across the country a free, imagine a flea market, right? And imagine some of the tables are just left empty because someone who reserved them didn't show up. Then you get to go to the flea market, set up shop, and sell your fucking weird wares. You got your fucking snail fucking shell. You got your pig's hoof. Splash someone in the face with the horse's blood. That's basically the Ron DeSantis kind of shit. So let's watch this. This is some crazy ass shit. And again, I really, I don't, just having an IQ that's above 6 in this country is that should be in the DSM, right? The DSM 6. Anyone with an IQ above 6, right, is terminally depressed or whatever. Because seriously, and think about who are these fucking morons behind? Jesus, everything about this scene is just fucking. Anyway, let's watch.
I think you've continued to see people in these bureaucracies and in this establishment behave in ways that have totally squandered any type of confidence or goodwill.
So again, this is, if you ever have a dog and you have to give your dog medications, right? We have the pill and cheese method. That's what's going on here. So the truth, the cheese, is that the CDC is a corrupt and failed institution. It's a fail. It's a giant, epic fail. This would be like if we put all of our money into one company to create airplanes, and then the first airplane they created crashed and burned, and then we didn't have any airplanes for 10 years. That's basically the CDC. So, but again, that's true. The CDC is trash, right? But then Ron DeSantis is the kind of guy that says, hey, these people don't know where to go. Let's lead the sheep into my death cult. Lead the sheep to slaughter. That's what's going on here. So let's keep watching.
That people would have. And our CDC at this point, anything they put out, you just assume at this point that it's not worth the paper that it's printed on. And so it's not serving.
So again, correct. And now again, think about it. Where did the CDC get its skill in covering up the pandemic? When the CDC officially stated that they're going to cover up the pandemic by stopping the count of case numbers, right? What playbook did they study? They studied Florida, the state where Ron DeSantis has covered up the pandemic as much as possible since day one, where Ron DeSantis has sent his special police force to raid the homes of medical workers who worked at the Florida Department of Health. Ron DeSantis, again, his playbook is being used by the CDC, but logic doesn't matter. Policy doesn't matter. The CDC and Ron DeSantis have the same policy. The same policy, pretend it's not real, stack up the bodies. That's the policy. Both of them share the same goal. Kill as many people as possible and get as many people into my cult as possible. It's the same policy. So how is it possible that Ron DeSantis is criticizing the CDC when they have the same exact policy on COVID? Because it's all culture war garbage. They're not actually discussing ideas. They're not actually discussing substance. It's just a bunch of culture war trash. Right? And what is the culture war here? Where, oh, you're distrustful of the CDC? Well, come to me. Come to me. Why? Just come to me. Come to Daddy Ron. Come. Oh, yes. You don't like the CDC? Good. Now come to me so that I can feed you my fucked up bullshit. They have the same policy. The CDC and Ron DeSantis have the same goals. But somehow, I mean, again, so anyway.
A useful function. It's really serving to
Look at this dumb fucking whore, by the way, who's clapping like a fucking seal in the background. Oh, yes, Ron DeSantis. Oh, look at this dumbass
serving a
bitch.
Useful function. It's really serving to advance narratives rather than do evidence-based medicine. And so
again, narratives. What is the right wing doing? It's a narrative, bro. The CDC is against you, bro. When, again, the right wing and the CDC have the same narrative. They have the same policy. They have the same goal to kill as many of Americans as possible. So it's all the fucking same. But it's all about the narrative, the conspiracy.
In Florida, the Surgeon General actually has the ability to convene panels of experts to do various things. And so we thought it was important.
So what is the substance? Well, the Surgeon General in Florida has the power to convene a panel. What is he saying here? There's a panel that was convened. What?
Particularly me talking with other governors to say, okay, because CDC will say these things, and then people will think, well, because they're saying it, then we have to do it. And maybe not quite as much anymore because people have lost confidence, but you still...
So again, where's the substance? We're a minute in to this guy's COVID report update. And what is the policy prescription? None. Okay, let's go. What did the panel say? What does this medical expert panel have to say? Let's find out.
See it. We had to fight it with the masking in the schools because the school districts were citing CDC as the reason why they wanted to do it. We had to come and overrule that.
So again, fact. Masks cut back on the transmission of viruses. Fact. Number 2. The viral load, that is how much virus you get at your initial exposure, significantly affects how bad you get sick. Fact number 3. Kids, specifically kids' schools, public schools, are often extremely old buildings with poor ventilation that allows for easy spread of the virus. Fact number 4. Kids don't like being told to do things that they don't like. And where do kids get the things that they don't like from? Their parents, because kids are reactionary goofballs. That's what being a kid is. But when their parents are also reactionary goofballs, this leads to behavioral issues. Kids don't like to do what they're told, right? And if they're told to put a mask on, they're going to take it off. They're going to flee around the rules as much as possible. By the way, 93% of kids have been forced to undergo medical experimentation in this country. What is that? Getting COVID multiple times. 93% of kids have gotten COVID. Under 18, 93% have gotten COVID. What does COVID do? Destroys your immune system, similar to AIDS. What does it do? Destroys your lungs, similar to being a smoker for 40 years, right? Hey, it destroys your brain, similar to having like early onset dementia. But 93% of kids, that's fine. So again, on the first actual policy, on the first substantive thing this guy is saying, he's to the right of the CDC. Now, the CDC is a genocidal, eugenics-based institution. Where they say, good news, only the fat fucks are dying. Take your mask off, bro. That's what Walensky said this year. Good news, only people with heart conditions are dying. Good news, only disabled people are dying. Good news, only people with AIDS are dying. How is that good news? Right? So again, the CDC is a far right-wing eugenicist organization. And somehow Ron DeSantis is like, I'm going to take a couple steps to the right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But it was difficult because they were being put as an authority, and some people were doing that. So other governors and I have talked about the need to have a panel of experts.
Okay, so what did the panel of experts say? You're citing the panel of experts. What did they say? What was their conclusion, this panel of experts?
Who can counteract nonsense when it's coming out of these institutions, that are not going to just go along with the flow and follow pre-cooked narratives, but will actually do evidence-based analysis.
Okay, so what's the evidence-based analysis? Let's find out. He's looking at his paper here. He's looking at his notes. So the reveal of the evidence-based analysis surely is coming very soon.
And so in Florida, we're creating what we're calling the Public Health Integrity Committee. It's a committee of expert researchers that...
Okay, but what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Okay, let's find out.
Will be able to assess recommendations and guidance.
They're going to sit back and assess. Oh, great. So there's going to be a panel, and the panel is going to assess recommendations. Okay, what the fuck does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means nothing. It means nothing. They're going to do nothing. That's what it means. They get an easy paycheck. That's what that means.
Related to public health and healthcare, but particularly being able to offer critical assessments of things that bureaucracies like the FDA, CDC, and NIH are doing. We know that there's been a lot of faith destroyed in public health. And I think that it's important that we have folks who people actually can rely on when they're looking to answers and when they're looking for guidance.
So again, this is the same conspiratorial garbage, like the truth will set you free. What is the truth? You got to do your own research. Well, can you point me in a direction? No. Huh? Like again, this guy is to the right of the U.S. government, their official genocide eugenics institution. This guy's to the right of that. Like, I mean, I don't even know what to tell you, right? Like, this is some crazy ass motherfucking shit that we are living. And again, this is what happens when you have a CDC that is corrupt to the core and that is, again, built upon eugenics. That's what the CDC does. They say, oh, black people have higher death rates than white people? Excellent, kill them all. They say, oh, the fat fucks are dying? Kill them all. The old people are dying? Fuck yeah, that's my social security. Immigrants are dying? Fuck yeah. And now all of a sudden white people are dying. Well, it's only the poor ones. None of the good whites. Right, that's what the CDC is doing. Think about it. Right, why would they be doing this? The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Why would they be doing that? I don't know. And a side effect of that reckless abandon is that you have people that are willing to set up shop and say, hey, have a pig's hoof. That'll cure your cancer. Here, eat some fucking horse hairs. That'll cure your cancer. Give me your money. Give me your vote. Take my magical bag of sand and sleep with it under your pillow, and the truth will set you free. God bless the United States. So there you go on that one. Hopefully everyone's having a good day today.